This is the Celtic Forever podcast. Got John here to go over the preview of the Scottish Cup final, Celtic versus Rangers, Saturday, May the 25th, Hampden Park, in the sun, hopefully, but looking at things just now, it probably won't be. Got John here anyway. How you doing, John?
I'm all right. How are you?
Aye, okay. How you feeling after the big celebrations at the weekend there? Settled down a wee bit, John?
Aye, settled down a bit now, isn't it? But I think once the season comes to an end, we'll have plenty of time to reflect on the season. Win or lose the Scottish Cup before we even get into it, or we can reflect on the season. And my reflection so far is it's been a great season for Celtic. So I still delighted with it, of course, Sander, delighted.
Aye, I'm still on a wee bit cloud nine, to be honest with you. It was just a brilliant weekend for the ladies and the men's team. It was a great weekend for both. We're going to do the preview of the Scottish Cup final in a wee minute, but first we're going to hit some news. But before that, we're going to mention the competition. Correct score we're looking for. Correct score, everybody. One guess each. Unfortunately, it's just the one guess because we've got over 70 entries into the competition already. So one guess each into the comments, correct score. And if it's more than one correct entry, it's obviously going to have to go to a draw. So good luck, everybody, with the competition to win the Celtic ballpoint pen, Celtic Forever ballpoint pen, and the Celtic Forever Zippo lighter, both solid steel and monogram. So good luck with that, folks. And the usual, hit your like, hit your share, hit subscribe if you can. Join us on the Facebook page. It's under John as well. Get us over there for some extra content. All right, John, we'll leave that there. Let's move on. Over 70 entries into the competition. It's really picking up the competitions now, isn't it?
Aye, it certainly helps with the Facebook page and all that as well. YouTube channel's picking up a wee bit again after the strikes, which is good. So It's good to see some new fight. I was going to say fights for some reason, new faces in the competition.
Yeah, that's right, John. It's a lot of new faces there, and the last couple of winners have been new winners. So good luck to everybody in the competition anyway. Whether it's regulars, whether it's new people coming in, it doesn't matter. Everybody's welcome. All right, John, let's get a touch on wee bits of snippets of news before we get into the preview of the Scottish Cup final. Celtic, or Brendan, should I say, is looking at Daniel Amarte, who used to play for Leicester, won the league with Leicester down in England, plays for Besiktas just now, John. Big solid player, John, to plays in the central defensive midfield or as a centre half. If there's any truth in this rumour, it'd be a decent signing, I think. Have you heard of this boy, John? Daniel Amarte?
I've definitely heard the name before. Can't put a face to him right enough, but I've definitely heard the name. Big Smarty. Heard him.
Yeah. He's 29 years old just now, so he's got the experience. He's won the Premier League with Leicester. He's got over 50 caps for Ghana as well, I might add. And he's had over 30 appearances this season for Besiktas, John. So he's still got it. He's still a decent player. I think Besiktas signed him for €7 million. So we'd maybe be looking to sign him for around about the maybe 4 million mark, John, possibly.
Aye. Like I says, I'll need to look up the boy because I don't know anything about him. But we'll have a look at him and then I'll give you a decision on that. But thanks for the update. I've not been checking news as per usual. Lazy journalism, if you like.
Yeah. Well, John, it's obviously just a rumour, obviously, isn't it? We're only hitting on some rumours and gossip, etc. We always do that at the start. Moving on, Daniel Kelly, John. He signed his contract eventually, John. So he refused the last contract. He signed this one, 4-year deal. Young 19-year-old Daniel Kelly is here for the long term.
Aye. Good prospect, Daniel Kelly, isn't he? He scored a nice goal this season as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, John. He looks decent. He just needs that wee bit more game time, a wee bit more experience. He's not going to get that this season. Obviously, there's only one game left. But, you know, the Brendan might throw him in it in the pre-season friendlies, etc., give him a wee bit more game time, get him settled into the team. But he signed that contract anyway, so that can only be good news for Celtic. Moving on, John, another Legends game's been announced, and yet another Legends game, and the next one hasn't even been played yet. So there's another one being announced for the 7th of September against Manchester United down at Old Trafford, John. Paul Lambert is running the team. No teams have been announced yet, I might add, a bit early for that. But you've been down at Old Trafford, John, haven't you?
Aye, I was at the Celtic Rapid Vienna game in 1980. Was it 84 or 85? I can't remember. I was down at Old Trafford. Obviously, we spoke about that in another podcast. I was down there because Celtic had to replay the game. Celtic won 3-0 at Celtic Park. They had to win 3-0. They did. And something got thrown on the park and the game had to get replayed down at Old Trafford. And I was at that game and Celtic lost 1-0. Let us know in the comments if anybody else was at that game. Old Trafford was absolutely rammed that night, Sander, with Celtic fans. Packed to the gunnels.
Yeah, I think the last time we were there was the same, John. There's always a great atmosphere down at Old Trafford when Celtic head down there. So that'll be a good one to watch. It's always a good atmosphere, as I say. But that's, the next one hasn't even been played yet, John, on the 26th of May, and there's been another one announced. So a couple of, Legends matches to look forward to there, if that's your kind of thing. Moving on, Forrest has been added to the Scotland squad, John. Did you see that?
Aye, I've seen that. Well, I heard it on Radio Clyde. I've been listening to Radio Clyde just to listen to the Celtic fans gloating this week. I don't normally listen to Radio Clyde, but I have been listening, and I heard that James Forrest was included in the Scotland squad at age 32, coming up for 33, and that's good for Jamesy.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And it just goes to show you the form that he's hit the last 6-7 games, John. So absolutely tremendous for James Forrest there. I'm over the moon for the boy. And it's obviously just a provisional squad, so hopefully it gets added to the main squad when that's announced. Now let's look at the provisional squad, John. Any Celtic interest that's been added to that for Scotland? Ralston's there, Taylor's there. Ex-player Tierney, he's also been added, John. He's obviously injury prone just now, Kieran Tierney. Armstrong as well, ex-Celtic player, John. He's been added as well. Stuart Armstrong. Ryan Christie, your favourite, John, your pal, Christie, he's been added. I was laughing at that, actually. Somebody put a post on Facebook and it says Brendan is interested in bringing Ryan Christie back to the club on a 4-year deal, and the picture shows Celtic Park with a set of rugby goals.
Aye, I don't want him anywhere near Celtic. I don't like Christie. I don't think he's a bad player. I'm not saying that. I just don't like the way he left and all that for the money. Him and Armstrong and Edward. Don't want any of the three of them back at Celtic Park, Xander. Just my feelings, my personal feelings on that. We'll never forget the picture of Edward that me and you shared at that time. We were killing ourselves laughing, if you remember it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. But obviously, John, this was just a joke, and he's no link to Celtic in any way, shape, or form. I just thought it was hilarious, the rugby goals, because some of his shots were way, way, way over the bar, weren't they, John?
He's a half decent player, but I just don't like the guy. But rugby goals, that kind of, that's a fitting thing for Ryan Christie. That his shot accuracy isn't the best, is it?
No.
Out the stadium. Don't know how many balls that Ross County lost up there with Christie having shots.
That's true, isn't it? All right, round it off, John. McGregor's been added, and obviously we just spoke about Forrest also there. So quite a wee bit of Celtic interest there for the summer when Scotland head into the Euros. Are you any snippets of news or anything, John, you want to add before we go into the big preview?
No, I've not got any news to add. Like I says, I've not been. I look at the headlines, and if nothing grabs my attention, I don't bother reading it. That's just the way I am now. These days, I'm getting older. It's got to grab my attention, and it's got to have, that magnetic pull. But everything I've read so far, I've just not really been interested in it. It's either fake news on YouTube and all that stuff. So, the only good thing I heard this week was the wee guy on Radio Clyde. I don't know if you listened to it. It was one of the Celtic fans phoned in. And that, what's his name? Gordon Dale, is it? Ex-Rangers player. He says he's talking about Clermont. And he kept going on about it. He kept saying it, Jeremy Clermont. Is it? And the guy says, it's Clement. The wee Celtic fan. He says, it's Clement. He says don't call him Clermont. He says, but he's Belgian. He says that's how his name's pronounced, Clermont. He says, well, we don't pronounce Paris, do we? It's Paris. We're not Belgian, we're Scottish. It's Clement.
Good point. Yeah, good point. Because it is Clement. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Philip Clements, his name is. Anyway, we'll touch on them in a minute, John, in this preview. He's no, I've not only listened to the Clyde the once, John, after we won the league, and it was just the one night, so I've not listened to it since. All right, John, let's get into the big preview then, right? If you have nothing else to add, because there's not really been much happening this week, has there really? It's just all been about the build up to the game on Saturday. Let's get into it then. The preview, John. Nick Walsh is obviously the referee. We all know that, and we also know that cheating beating is on the VAR, so we know that as well, John. We just need to hope that doesn't affect the game in any way.
Aye, refereeing this game I'm watching right now. Raith Rovers against Ross County in the playoffs. Beaton's a referee. So I hope that's not a bad omen seeing him coming out the tunnel there.
Yeah, that's it, John. He's on that VAR, and to me, that's a bit of a worry. You know, having Beaton on that VAR is a bit of a worry because, you know, all season long we've had to play through the VAR and the referees and all these other things that's happened and still became champions. But this is a one-off game, John. This is in 90 minutes to win a trophy. So we need to try and play through it again. Obviously, we're on form. We're on form going into this game. We're playing some lovely football. Rangers are off form. I think they've won one game in the last 7 games or something, Rangers, John. So the form is definitely on Celtic's side just now. We just need to be wary, like we've said before in the past. Any tackles, make sure they're no heavy, make sure they're no late. Don't pull any slight tugs in the box when there's corners being taken, you know, John, things like that. You just need to be very wary.
I don't need to worry about them getting corners. I mean, they'll not get anywhere near the Celtic box. But all joking aside, it's Beaton's on the VAR. It's very dodgy, and it's a dodgy situation. We've got to be very, very careful with that. It doesn't matter if he's on the VAR or on the pitch. It's just a dodgy guy. Don't want him anywhere near any Celtic games. But and just touching on this game, I've got my eye on the new Raith Rovers against Ross County. By the way, that's another plastic pitch coming up. If Raith Rovers get into the Premier League next season, another plastic pitch. That's us just get rid of Livingston with their plastic pitch. Now we're going to be looking at Raith Rovers with one if they get up.
So what's the score then, John? What's the score for the first leg and what's the score tonight?
This is the first leg, and it's still 0-0, Xander. It just started 2 minutes ago.
Right, so we're still hoping that Ross County stay up then, just purely for the plastic pitch point of view.
Aye, well, that's it. Aye, we don't want another plastic pitch in Scotland. We'll try to get rid of these things. And this one that they've got looks bad, you know. It looks rough, really short looking grass. Just looks like the old AstroTurf pitches for years ago, mind, with the sand in them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they were terrible, weren't they, John? So you don't want that in the Premier League. Definitely no, John. So good luck to Ross County anyway.
It's not as bad as the old ones years ago, but it kind of looks like that a wee bit. But aye, back to the game, Xander.
Yeah, back to the preview, John. Let's move on. Let's look at the team news, in fact, John. Let's touch on that. And the last time we played Rangers at Celtic Park, Rangers were ravaged with injury. Celtic had a full squad to pick from, and it looks like it's the same, John. It looks as though Celtic are fully fit. Even Welsh just came through that with his injury. He should be okay. And looking at Rangers, Balogun, Suter, Barisic, Golston, Matondo, Danilo, Lawrence, Cortez, all still out, John. But we're hearing rumours that Clement, or Clement, whatever way you want to pronounce his name, may risk some of these players, John. May risk them. So what do you think of that?
Otherwise, he will risk them.
Yeah.
Some of these players are going to play. Don't know who, right enough. Don't know anything about them, but you probably will see a couple of them making an appearance. And if they have been injured and he's going to risk them, it's a big risk to take in a derby game. So, aye, bring it on, Xander. That's all I'm saying right now. Right at this moment, I'm thinking bring it on. Just due to current form and all that, that's all we can go by. Celtic's been on fire. They've been struggling, so I bring it on.
Yeah, it points to only one winner as far as I'm concerned, John. But as you say, these derby games can go, you know, pear-shaped sometimes if you're the on-form team. You know, I've seen it happen umpteen times, haven't we? So we just need to be wary and just play a professional game and make sure we turn up, because the last few games against Rangers we've turned up and we've got the result, John. So that's what we're looking for again.
Aye, that's exactly what we're looking for. Look, all these games this season, they've been very narrow, haven't they? One goal in it. Although Celtic should have buried them in every one of the games by the first half, 5-6 nothing. It's just a case of taking your chances. But I look, for no under any illusions here, Rangers is going to be a very, very hard game. It's never easy, and I think it's going to be the same again. I think it's going to be close, unless Celtic can take up the chances that they rack up if they get them in the first half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it, John. We seem to come out the traps flying just now. The last, the run into the title there, we were flying in every game at the first 45 minutes, flying in every single game, including the Glasgow derbies. So we're just looking for the same again on Saturday. Come out flying, score a couple of goals. But what we're looking for this time, if we do that, is to try and hold on to it, John, and not give away any stupid goals.
Aye, well, this is it. And look, Celtic are flying. They're going to be full of confidence. But Rangers are also going to be up for it as well, Xander. Make no mistake about it. They're not going to just stand aside and watch Celtic pass the ball about. They're going to be up for it. It's a one-half game, like you said earlier. So I think it's going to be a very close game, to be honest with you. But I think it all depends if Celtic can take their chances early on. If we can take chances early on, and we will create them early on, we always do. So if we can take our early chances, I think we're going to win the game quite comfortably. But if no, it's going to be a tight game.
Yeah. We'll get to predictions a wee bit later. It could be tight, John. I think it all depends on the start. Get an early goal, I think we'll bury them. If it's neck and neck all the way up to the middle of the second half, then it's going to be tight and tense affair. But we'll get to our predictions in a wee minute, John. The game's obviously in Premier Sports and the BBC, so you've got your choice of channels to watch the game there. Let's look at what the bookmakers think, John, who's got the best chance then, right? Celtic, 11-4, that's run about Celtic 11-4. The draw's 11-4, sorry. Celtic around about the evens mark, maybe 10-11. And Rangers are sitting at 4-1. Some bookmakers are offering 3-1 for Rangers. So for a Glasgow derby, John, we're hot favourites there, I think.
Aye, but like you says earlier, it doesn't always work out that way. Even if you're hot favourites or not, it never really works out the way the bookies plan. It's hard for any bookie to plan the result in a derby match, but I suppose they're gone by. They haven't beat us this season for a start, and Celtic are the form team, so that's two good reasons to, give Rangers fans a chance to win a couple of quid, 3-1, 4-1, whatever.
Yeah,
it's good odds,
Yeah, John, I agree, John. I think it's good odds, 4-1 for Rangers. It's not good odds. It's a good price. If you're backing your team at 4-1, you're going to get a few quid back. So Celtic are sitting around about the evens. So we're definitely hot favourites for the Glasgow derby anyway, because normally the odds are a wee bit closer. Both teams are sitting around about the even. So obviously they're giving Celtic, hot favourite tag there, if you like. First goal scorer, John. Adam Ida, 11-2. Kyogo, 5-1. Outside bet. This is one that surprises me. Matt O'Reilly. I think he's between assists and goals. He's been involved in 32 goals this season. Matt O'Reilly, and he's sitting at 91, John, to score the first goal, and he's banging in the goals just now.
Aye, that's a good price for Matt, isn't it? Good odds, 91. It's probably why Scotland's best players, all right, he had a wee dip in form after the winter break, but he came good in the end, didn't he? Showed us how classy he is. His goal scoring ability, he can strike the ball from anywhere and there's a chance it can into the net. So, aye, that's a good price, that 91.
Yeah, I thought it was outstanding. Value for money there, John. 91 to score the first goal, and he's rattling on the goals just now. So anyway, just want to watch into it, I suppose. Obviously, we don't really bet. It's just a wee interest into it to see what the bookmakers think. Correct score then. Correct score. 1-0 to Celtic, 2-1 to Celtic. Either way, it's 15-2. 2-0 to Celtic is 91. 3-0 or 3-1 to Celtic is sitting at 14-1. So obviously it's very difficult to predict a correct score, John. We know that ourselves. We've been doing the correct score predictions all season long, and I think we've only had a handful right.
Aye, well, between us, I think we've got I don't know how many I've got. You've got 8, I know that. I've got 6, I think. 5 or 6. So it is very hard to predict the correct score. Unless you're Rosanna, of course, who's very good at predicting the correct score in the comments.
Yeah, she is. She's brilliant at it. And by the way, she's not only good at correcting she's not only good at predicting the correct score. She's good at, predicting other stuff as well. It's going to be a hammer, and it's going to be close. That kind of stuff. She's good at predicting that as well. So keep your eye on Roseanne's comments in the comment section, and you'll not be too far away. That's what I'll say, John.
Well, I hope so anyway. But she's really good at predicting the correct score. So, like Xander says, have a wee look at Roseanne's comments. That'll maybe give you an idea of where we're at.
Yeah, that's it. And think carefully, Roseanne, because you've not left your comment for the cup final yet. Just think carefully, and everybody that's listening will be watching that one way, holding their breath. So we'll keep an eye on that one when it comes through. Xander's bet builder. Right, John, Xander's bet builder for the Scottish Cup final, May the 25th, 2024. We've got Celtic to score first. Ka-ching. Both teams to score. Hopefully not, but that's on my bet builder. So both teams to score and Celtic to win half-time, full-time. So no correct scores, anything like that, John. Nothing too difficult there. Priced at £7.27 to 1. I think that's decent money as well, John.
Aye, it's good as well. That Xander's bet builder thing that you play sounds like Paladin. I mean, Paladin out I can't remember what it was called. Cartoon Cavalcade, was it?
I might change the effect for it. I don't know.
It's good. I'm not laughing. It's good. It sounds like Paladin. Glenn Michael's Cartoon Cavalcade. I'm sure anybody over the age of 40 remembers that.
Yeah, I remember it well, John. I remember it. Brilliant. Love watching that. So let's quickly run through that again, John. Celtic to score first, both teams to score, and Celtic to be winning half-time, full-time, £7.27 to 1. So good luck to anybody that puts a couple of pounds on that and gamble responsibly. Right. Sorry for any feedback that's coming through, folks. We just need to put up with it because sometimes it comes, sometimes it goes. We just need to put up with it, just all depending on the line. Predicted lineup, John, then go for it. What have you got for us?
Oh, it's going to be the strongest team possible. And the strongest team possible picks itself. The departing Joe Hart, of course. Carter-Vickers, Liam Scales, Alistair Johnston, Greg Taylor, Matt O'Reilly, Callum McGregor, Rio Hatate, Dyson Maeda, Kyogo, and James Forrest.
There you go, John. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? So
it does. It's like the old the Larson days, wasn't it? Your Sutton, Larson, Petrov, Lambert, that all rolled off the tongue as well. So this Celtic team's gone that way.
Yeah, that's right, John. What a successful team this squad is, John, and it rolls off the tongue like the Lisbon Lions, doesn't it? So, yeah, I totally agree with you, John. Do you think there's maybe room for a wee change there? Or is it too risky to make any changes, John? I know Kuhn played against Mirren, didn't he? Who else did we have in there that played that normally doesn't play? I think we had the defenders. Ralston played, didn't he, as well? We had Naroki at the back. Any chance for these guys, or is it just as strong as a team possible?
They've got as much chance of starting as I've got, Xander. It's the strongest team possible for me all day. There's no other way it's going to go, is there? It's the team that I just mentioned. That's your strongest team right now, and it has been for the past, 6 weeks or whatever, nearly 2 months or whatever. I don't know, but that's the strongest team. That's the best team. They gel well together, I think, and I can't see any other starting lineup other than that.
I totally agree, John, and everybody else agrees as well. That is the strongest lineup. We just need to hope nobody gets injured in training. You know the usual stuff. Just show up, turn up on the day, go out there, win the game, and get the second party going. But we just need to wait and see, John. We're going to get to predicted score. This is going to be tough. By the way, we just need to watch out for Silva flying by Maeda. We need to look out for that.
Aye. Silva's the fastest player in Scotland. Maeda gives him a 20-yard start and flies by him, takes the ball off him.
I know there's a fly by him, takes the ball as well.
This is it, isn't it? I mean, like you said in another podcast, I've always shouting about the fastest players and all that, and they just talk a lot of nonsense. But Silver is quite a dangerous player, though. All joking aside, he can create chances, Xander, but there's more chance of him rolling about on the floor. I think he's cut that out of his game, actually. I think
Well,
even his manager and his fans were embarrassed with him with that. So I think he's cut that out of his game.
I think he was their best player in the last Glasgow derby at Celtic Park, John. I think he was their best player. I think he was the one that turned Alistair inside out, wasn't he, to get the cross in for their goal. So, yeah, he's one to watch, definitely, John.
Aye, and I think TikTok boy, what's his name? No TikTok, Instagram Barbie boy.
Cantwell, yeah.
The Instagram Barbie. He'll he can pose a danger as well. He has got wee good moments about him. Highly overrated player, but he has got moments of kind of good spells in his play. You know, he can strike the ball as well. So we've got to be aware of him as well.
Yeah, there's a few to be wary. Obviously, Tavernier as well, John. If they get a free kick outside the box, he's a danger. He can also throw in a good corner. Your man, Rangers captain Tavernier. So for any free kicks, corners, things like that, we just need to be very wary. But apart from that, John, I think we'll be okay.
Aye. Well, that's the three main players I think we're going to look out for. And me, McCausland as well. He's a half decent wee player as well, I think. But there is a few players we need to watch out for. But Celtic's midfield very strong at the moment. Xander Tavernier will be concerned about Maeda. He'll not be bombing up the park as much as he does against Ross County and that.
Ross County gets it tough on us, didn't they?
Aye, I'm only saying Ross County because I'm watching that game now. But aye, so he's up against Dyson Maeda. Like you can see the fear in his eyes every time Dyson's closing him down or whatever. And the camera goes to him after Dyson's took the ball off and the eyes are all white, you know. You can see it. You can see the fear in him. He doesn't like playing against Dyson Maeda. Who does? And who would?
No, you're right, John. He hates it. He hates playing up against Dyson. Outstanding Dyson Maeda. What a player. If it wasn't for his injury, John, I think I would have had a shout for player of the season.
Aye, definitely. I'm a big Dyson Maeda fan. I think he adds you the energy of three players sometimes. He's a forward player and his chasing back abilities are the best that we've got in this league and the best we've had in this league for years. He's the best at it for chasing back, chasing down fast players, not just any player. The fastest apparent player in the league, chasing him back and taking the ball off him and then making a nice pass and all that. Dyson's very, very important to Celtic, Xander. Make no mistake about
that. Yeah, absolutely, John. We can go through every one of our players. Forrest shows the form he's showed in the last 5 or 6 games, John, will not be too far away. If Big Adam Eder plays the way he played against Kilmarnock, we also won't be too far away. If Callum shows his captaincy and puts in the brilliant performances like he's done the last couple, Hatate, if he can keep spreading that ball about, solid defence, Carter-Vickers, Scales at the back, Alistair Johnson, Young Taylor, the team's just fluent just now, John, isn't it?
It's fluid in all departments. That's the good thing about Celtic right now. They're gelled as a unit, and there's a great bond between the players as well. They're all good pals. They all love each other. So there's a good bond with the team as well, which is very, very important, I think. And then you kind of say the same about the Ibrox team, I don't think.
No, definitely no, John. They're totally off for him. Totally off for him, John. As I say, 1-1 in the last 7, is it? Something like that. Ross County, Dundee, Celtic twice, you name it, Hearts, Motherwell. Okay, the list goes on and on and on. The teams have failed to beat, John. So it must be playing in their heads, especially after losing the league to the champions at the weekend there. Their heads must be really down. Okay, John, last game of the season, Scottish Cup final. Going for a record 42nd Scottish Cup there, John. Big Joe Hart in goals. His last game as well. A big farewell to the big man. We hope we're saying goodbye to Big Joe with a party in the background.
Aye. Well, we soon find out. We've not got long to wait now. That'll tell you what, this week's flown by, isn't it?
Yeah. I tell you something, John, I've not been as nervous as what I've been before any of the other Glasgow derbies, or I was even more nervous going into the Kilmarnock game. So I've been nice and relaxed all week, John. That might change the closer we get to Saturday, but I've been very relaxed the full week.
Aye, me and all. Aye, too busy enjoying the league win. I've been watching the Kilmarnock game again, the 5-0. Been watching all the last 5 games that we played. We were dreading the last 5, thinking where we could drop points and all that stuff, and we ended up winning every one of them. So aye, I've just been enjoying the week, Sander. I've just been enjoying watching Celtic lifting the cup and the fans celebrating and all that. It's been a great week, and I'll continue to watch that even after the Scottish Cup. Win or lose, I'll still milk that moment right up until the season starts.
Yeah, John, I was going to mention that if they were to win this, and that's a big if, because we're flying, but if they were to win it, say, right, they will turn that into something massive, some great achievement. Winning the Scottish Cup final against Celtic, end of season game, the league titles in the bag for the champions. They will turn that into something that it isn't, basically.
Of course they will, but it's all they've got. That's the best they can manage. They can't win leagues. They're not strong enough. They've not got the funds. But however, in a one-off Scottish Cup game, they might have a chance. And of course, their fans are going to celebrate that because it's all they can win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's down to Celtic to stop that, isn't it? So the champions are in town. They're not playing Ross County, as you say, John. Ross County getting it again. So the champions are in town at Hampden Park, John, on Saturday at 3:00. All right, let's get to the predicted score then, John. This is it. We've held off long enough. What are you thinking, mate?
I'm thinking close, Sander. I'm thinking close. And I hope I'm right. I hope it's no close. I hope it's an absolute scalping, of course, for the Sefco. I hope they get scalped. But I was going to say I hope Celtic gets scalped here, but obviously I don't want that.
No.
I think it's going to be close, Sander, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be the same as the other 4 games we've played this season. I'm thinking 3-2.
3-2, yeah. Both defences are quite leaky, I suppose, aren't they? So, but 2 goals lost against St Mirren, but it was a nothing game, really. The game that counted against Kilmarnock, the defence was solid. So I'm going to say 2-0 to Celtic. But I noticed in the competition comments there's lots, John, lots of high scoring wins for Celtic. 4-1, 5-0, 3-0, 3-1, 4-0. There's a lot of high scoring, confident Celtic supporters out there, John.
Well, I can see why. The way we finished the season. Very, very strong. But me personally, right now at this moment, I'm only seeing another close game. I know they've got a lot of injuries and all that stuff, but they've still got good players. Got to be very careful. But I'm still seeing this as a very close game, Xander. I'm going to stick with 3-2.
Okay, John. Yeah. 2-0, 2-1. I think it'll be similar scoreline to what it's been all season. But I'll go with 2-0, which goes against my bet builder as well. But I'll say 2-0 because it's a massive game. Celtic normally turn up in these big games, John. They normally know what they need to do, and they get these big games over the line. So the defence will be solid, I think. Not really any weak links there. Maybe wee Greg Taylor a wee bit short at the back, but Alistair maybe has to be careful with Johnston. Alistair needs to be careful with Silva. On the wing, he has to put him in his back pocket, John.
Aye, Alistair was targeted in the last derby game, by the way. That's where the ball was gone, down his side. They seen him as a weakness for some reason. So, he's got to be very careful they don't, deploy the same tactics yet again, Xander, because I think they see Alistair as a weakness. I don't know why, because he's a fantastic right back.
Yeah, John, I think if Alistair was fit all season, he was another candidate for player of the season. The boys are just outstanding. It's solid. right back, John, his timing's brilliant in the tackles as well. His passing ability is outstanding. His crossing ability is outstanding. He's just a brilliant right back. I'm over the moon with who I've got at right back at Celtic just now, John. And sorry for any interference that's still coming through, by the way. It might not be, but just in case it is. Right, John, that's the final preview of the season then. That's us done our last one. That's the last preview. We've only got one more left. That's the post-match on Saturday. That'll be the big one. Hopefully we're celebrating again, John, obviously. So let's get into the last comments of the preview, John. Let's see what they're saying in the comments. What have you got for us, buddy?
All right. Well, I was going to say on Alistair Johnston before we do the comments, Xander. I think Clement's seen Alistair Johnston as the last thing that Celtic would expect to do against Rangers Rangers would expect to do against Celtic would be use Alistair Johnston as a target for them, because Celtic wouldn't have expected that, I don't think. And I think that was one of his ploys to try and get some sort of joy. The last thing Celtic were expecting was for Rangers to attack the right-hand side. And that's what they did the whole game. And they got a wee bit of joy to it. Well, they got a goal at it. And ended up in them having to cripple Alistair Johnston. So I've got to be really aware of that, you know. I'll start with the comments.
Yeah.
Paul McEwen. Hail, hail the Celtic. The women's Celtic are well.
The women's Celtic are well. They did well, didn't they? They did well, John. The ladies done brilliant. It was just another reason for the Celtic supporters to walk out with a big smile on their faces.
Aye, exactly. Aye, that was a good wee day, that. But thanks for that, Paul, for that same comment that you leave on all the videos. It's always nice to see it.
Yeah, cheers for the comment, Paul. Thanks, pal.
Michael McKeog. He says, a Galty mountain boy, a fine, handsome, healthy-looking young lad, Xander, you have there. God bless him, and it's no wonder with a man like you as a granddad. Well, and then he goes on to John Xander. Love you, great man. Love the podcast. Fantastic.
I read that wee comment. That was nice to see all that, wasn't it? And it's good. Thanks for watching the videos as well. It's we appreciate every view, didn't we, John? Every view, every comment, every like. You know, we do appreciate it. The channel went through a bit of hell there. With the 2 strikes over the last 6-7 months. So we're trying to get back on track. And people like you, Michael, people like you, pal, leaving your comments and hitting the like button helps the channel. So I appreciate that, pal. Thanks very much.
Aye, thanks for that, Michael. I don't know who you were talking about when you says a fine, handsome, healthy-looking young lad. I think he's talking about me, Xander.
I don't want to take your glory away, John, but I think he's talking about wee Matthew when he was watching the celebration video.
Damn it. I thought it was me he was talking about. Anyway, thanks for that, Michael.
Cheers, Michael. Cheers, pal.
But,
you're a young, handsome, fine-looking lad and all, John. Don't worry about
that. Aye. Maybe when I was 6.
All right, John, who else is in there? Who else has got comments for us?
All right, Xander, next up we've got our James Doran, good regular boy here from Ireland as well. He says there was no one booing Santa yesterday bringing in the trophy.
No, that's right. No, it just went down well, that, John, into that Santa thing. It's been all over Facebook, probably all over Twitter as well. The whole week we saw different images, different people copying it, etc. It went down well. It was really funny, and it just added to the party atmosphere.
Aye, it was brilliant. Aye, it was quite a big hit on social media as well. That apparently, I don't know because I don't use social media, but aye, it was great to see a good bit of fun. Santa Claus coming out. That old boy must have been sweating in that outfit.
Oh, aye. That was what a day to be wearing that, John. It's 25 degrees outside, you know, and you're all wrapped up like that. You're wrapped up for winter. Santa's always wrapped up for winter, isn't he? So it kind of changed just because it's summer, I suppose, John.
No, but I'm calling him an old boy. I don't know how old he is. Maybe it was a mask he had on. I don't know, but
Nobody knows how old Santa is, John. That's a secret. So
To me, it looked about 80 and 88 or something like that. If I was a real face. I don't know how old he was. It was good to see him anyway.
It was brilliant. I loved it. Loved every second of it.
Right. Next up was Kevza. Great weekend for the boys and girls. Certainly was Kevza.
Yeah, Kevza, that was tremendous. It just, as if Saturday wasn't good enough. Along came Sunday. Just another beautiful sunny day. It was. I didn't watch the game, right? I didn't see the game. I just put on the last 10 minutes and I saw the main part. So I saw the bit that counted. It wasn't intentional. It's just because I just woke up and I switched it on, and there it was. The ladies were lifting a trophy, John. That was 2 trophies in one weekend.
I tell you what, you missed a great game, by the way. When I say great game, it was good the way they won it, by all the time wasting and fake injuries and all that. Hibs were doing, just trying everything to stop Celtic winning that. And to score like that in the last minute was just brilliant. It was as good as watching a Celtic game, a men's game, Celtic men's game.
Yeah.
It was, so like scoring in the last minute, that kind of thing, like we had against, dare I say it, Ross County.
I know, John. I did see them go. I seen that and I seen the celebrations. So I caught the main bit. But congratulations to the Celtic ladies, by the way. That was tremendous winning it that way. So it just makes it all the sweeter winning it that way, John. Didn't it? Last minute goal.
Aye, but you had to see the rest of the games, Ander, to get the full benefit out of that last minute winner. Yeah, you said that. I mean, I'm sure a lot of Celtic fans were up shouting at the telly at the Hibs players because it was one of their games. It just got you into it,
Mm-hmm.
But and with them winning 4-0 at the other game, the Sefco ladies, they were winning 4-0. And I was thinking, I can't believe they've won that, and then bang. But aye, beautiful day anyway.
Yeah, just great entertainment as well, John, isn't it, I suppose?
It's fantastic entertainment, and it's the best you can get.
Yeah.
Anyway, Santoy. Good to see you, Santoy. Santoy says, this city is ours. Well done, the boys and girls. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, another new comment. That's great to see the new comments coming in, John, isn't it? Because we went through 7 months there. Just the regulars, the YouTube were blocking any new comments. So it's great to see them coming through now, John.
Aye, it's good to see. Always good to see new commenters, and it's good to see here, Santoy. Don't be a stranger and come back again, mate.
Yeah, come back again, pal.
If you hear this, I mean. Anyway, we would never sell our club. Good regular, another Irish contributor.
Yeah.
What a weekend it has been for Celtic supporters, with both the men's and girls clinching the title. But the highlight of the weekend was Santa delivering the trophy and Chris Sutton with the cardboard cutout of Chris Boyd. That was hilarious. Eventually I seen that. We talked about that in the last podcast. I never seen it. I missed it. But I seen it. I looked it up.
That was good. It was, the whole thing, John, was just worked out perfect. It really did. The Santa thing, the Celtic lifting the trophy and that. Scorching hot day. I mean, look at what it's been all week, pouring the rain after it. So it just worked out perfect. Yeah, then the ladies the next day. Yeah, brilliant. Great comment. Yeah, great comment. Thanks for that.
Aye, thanks for that. We would never sell our club. Always good to see you. And anyway, Roseanne was up next, the great predictor, the Nostradamus of the Celtic Forever podcast.
What's you saying?
Roseanne says, what another great week. Hope we can keep it up. 4 next week. The ref probably blew a whistle so he could get a big drink of water with all the heat. Good luck. 4 next week. I don't know if she means that's 4 next week, using the number 4. I think she means 4 next week. She's put the number
4 next week. Yeah,
Aye.
Roseanne, get your comments and get your predictions in, because everybody's waiting on it. So get your predictor in, get it in, and we'll bring it up on the post-match on Saturday.
Aye, definitely. Aye, she means 4 next week, no 4 next week. She did put a number 4 though. I can only read it out as I see it, Xander.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Maybe she does mean 4, John. Maybe she thinks it's going to be 4-0, but a lot of people do. A lot of people do think it's going to be 4-0.
No, so, Roseanne doesn't. Well, she might, but she doesn't in this comment, because she says, I hope we can keep it up for next week with the number 4.
Mm-hmm.
And good luck 4 next week.
Yeah. Yeah, well, get your prediction in, Roseanne, and we'll read it out on the post-match on Saturday. So think carefully what you think the score's going to be, because a lot of people are going to be looking out for it.
And Joseph says his last comment is, "Hail, hail, boys! We are needing a change of new songs. Needing a change of new songs required. New songs, Xander."
Well, we spoke about that the other day, didn't we? About a song for Maida. Get the Green Brigade to make a song for Maida. John, you're a musician. Why don't you make a song for Maida?
Nah, that's it.
Nah, oh well. Somebody out there can make a song for Maida. Who else could get a song, John? Who else could we make a song for? Big
Well,
Ida, possibly. Big Ida, possibly.
Ida, Hatate, I think Hatate's already got one. Matt O'Reilly, who I think will be leaving. If I did make a song for Maida, it wouldn't get out there. Nobody would know it because it just wouldn't get out there, Xander.
Well, if it's on Facebook, John, I mean, there's that video I put on of, I can't remember what it was, but it reached 50,000 views. So it could reach that amount of people, John. So you never know.
It could. But it's 50,000 enough to get a new song started. I could do that. I could get the old computer fired up, get the drums out, get a song ready, get the guitars and that out, make a song for Maida. Who knows? But maybe I'll do that through the summer break. You never know, Xander.
What I'll do is I'll put on a poll, right? Should John make a song for Maida? Yes or no? Simple as that. And we'll get it on a poll, John. And if the viewers want it, the listeners want it, are you up for it?
Aye, definitely. Aye, it'll be £5 a copy to anybody that wants to buy it.
£5 a copy. I was looking at that. One of the big Celtic podcasts, you know, the big one. I'm not going to mention names, but they're now looking for money for a night with Alan Thompson and Jackie McNamara, John. £25 only.
What a bargain, huh?
£25, John. I wanted
tell
to
you
get
what,
that.
I've seen. It's a joke, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know what money goes to charity or whatever, but Celtic were built on charity and get given to the fans, no taking for the fans. Right? I've said this umpteen times. Celtic were made for giving to the fans, no taking after them. So follow suit, whoever you are, the podcast that you are. £25 to listen to Alan Thompson, etc. There's tons of free interviews with Alan Thompson. So why would anybody want to pay for it? It's as simple as that for me. I'm no paying for interviews I can hear for free. Simple.
Yeah, that's it, John. That's it. That's just nail on the head. We're not naming any names, but you know, unless every penny's going to charity, then it's going to a good cause. Then fair enough, I suppose.
Exactly. If the money's gone to charity, well done. Every single penny goes to charity. Great cause. Fantastic. Pay the £25 by all means. But if there's any purse in it for the podcast, then you're just taking the mick, to be honest with you. I certainly wouldn't pay a penny.
Yeah, well said, John. I agree. If it's going to charity, brilliant. If it's not, then it just doesn't sit right with me. So anyway, we'll move on. This is the Celtic Forever podcast. This isn't any other podcast. We do all this for no profit whatsoever. Let's park that there, John. Any more comments for everybody?
No, that's the last of it. But there is something I wanted to read out. I was watching a YouTube video there. I won't mention the video or anything. I mentioned the guy that says this. But what he basically says in a comment, this is supposed to be a Celtic supporter, by the way. He's got Celtic in his name.
Mm-hmm.
He says he's answering somebody else here. Also doesn't quite sit with me that a team that has failed miserably, and he's talking about Celtic here, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about, I'll get to the punchline, in fact, I'm not going to beat about the bush with this. He was referring to the Lisbon Lions as being like an amateur team at that time. They couldn't cope with the current day game, basically. And he referred to the football players, not just the Lisbon Lions, but he was referring to the Lisbon Lions and the European Cup win of 67 as an amateur team, which I think is absolutely disgusting for any Celtic fan to come out with that statement.
Yeah, well, if I would have seen that, John, I would have deleted it. So I don't know how I managed to miss that one, but
no, it wasn't on your videos, and it's just a random video I was watching.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even idiots like that don't deserve their time, John, do they? So that's never a Celtic support in its life. You know, one of the most successful teams ever in this planet.
Well, I'm going to name the guy, but know the video. His name is Peter Boy, as in Bhoy, the Celtic spelling, Peter Boy 1. And he's the guy that thinks the football players at that time, and the Lisbon Lions' success was due to them being, at that time, it was like amateur football, which is the biggest load of garbage I've ever heard in my life. It's disrespectful to the Lisbon Lions. It just disgusted me, that comment. I thought we'd share that with you, Xander.
Yeah, thanks for that. Fans. You know, some of the football the Lisbon Lions played, John, is beyond these days. It was before their time. You know, it was lovely to watch. So anyway, John, we'll not get this guy in the more time, John. Thanks for bringing it up, though, because it points that there is people out there that don't really know what they're talking about. So, all right, John, let's leave that there. Thanks for reading all them, John. That was a lot of comments. I appreciate that, pal. All right, John, final summing up then. Big weekend, John. Scottish Cup final. What's your final words on
it? Sorry, I was butting in there, Xander.
Just
that guy just annoyed me with that today. It breaks your heart seeing comments like that for Celtic fans talking about the Lisbon Lions like that, Xander. You know, it's just astonishing that anybody could say it. And I just hope you watch this video and you hear Peter Boy 1 that you're a disgrace to Celtic fans saying that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, summing up the game, like I said earlier, we're going to have a full squad out. Celtic fans, hopefully in the sun. We don't know what the weather's going to be like. We're going to go out there. We're going to perform. Celtic fans are going to want to finish the season really strongly. And I think it's going to be a really close game as well, by the way. I don't think it's going to be a scalping. I don't think that's going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. Hope it is a scalping. But I think it's going to be a really close game. And I've just got a wee sneaky feeling it's going to be in Celtic's favour. And we're going to bring the double homes under. That's what I think.
All right, John, well said. Nicely summed up at the end there, John. We'll soon find out on Saturday. Obviously, both of us have predicted a Celtic win, so we'll see what happens. So, good luck to Celtic on Saturday. Good luck to the boys. Hopefully, as John says, we bring home the double. We'll do a podcast post-match on Saturday night. Hopefully, we'll be in the party mood again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for viewing. Hit like and share and subscribe, and we'll catch you all on Friday night for the last post-match of this season. So bye for now. We'll catch you all later. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail, Xander. See you later, mate.
See you later, pal.